I'm Dave Chambers, pastor of Manistee Bible Church, and with me today is my wife, Ruth.
Of course, you can't turn on the news today or open up a news article without seeing Black Lives Matter. So my question is, do Black Lives matter to God?
Absolutely. They matter immensely to God. Every person, no matter what their color is created in the image of God. And the Bible tells us that today, still, every single person bears the image of God. That means that everybody I see, whether they be white, whether they be black, whether they be brown, whatever skin color they might have, I am seeing someone who carries a reflection of God. They are an image of God. And because of that, because God loves every person, then yeah, absolutely, Black Lives matter to God.
We see a lot about say their name, say his name, say her name. We're talking about individuals who have been killed, whether it be through our justice system or conflicts with one another or with people in communities. We see that the individuals are picked out and individual lives are held up as valuable. And
they absolutely are valuable. Yeah, absolutely.
But I was also thinking, we look, and I know that there are almost 242,000 people of color that are killed every single year. In fact, that goes down to 661 on average people of color who are killed on every day. These 661 people that are killed are actually children. 661 children of color are killed every single day through what we call legal abortions.
One of the reasons we see such a huge number of abortions is not just in the black community, but every year there are over 850,000 babies that are killed in America. We see that huge number of abortions in part because we have believed a lie that we are just the product of evolutionary chance and that we are, as a result, are biological organisms who are driven by a sex drive and have no ability to control our urges. It is deemed unreasonable to teach teenagers or children to control themselves. It is deemed impossible to expect people to show sexual restraint. And that all goes back to we have refused to believe the truth that we are created by God. We are created in the image of God. And as a result of our status as creatures, we are now obligated to the Creator to do what He tells us to do. God has designed us to live in a certain way. And when we don't live that way, there are always consequences. And so one of the reasons for there's so many abortions is we have rejected the truth of our Creator.
Just thinking about the Garden of Eden and the lies that were told by Satan there. You shall be as God, and you shall not surely die. And I was reading another publication where a medical person was likening that to how we treat our medical status now. I am in complete control. I will be like God. I have control of life. I have control of my life. I have control of a life that might be forming within me. I have control. I am like God.
And I think that's driving a lot of the protest right now too, and why people are so agitated is they're realizing that they're being confronted with people who do not acknowledge your own individual deity. If I am like God, then anything you do to me is an affront to my religion and my worship.
As far as it goes, we know that Black Lives matter. Black lives absolutely matter to God. no matter what stage of development this Black life is, whether it is a Black child who has not taken his first breath yet, that child, that Black life matters to God. Or if it's a teenager who is, being able to play on the basketball courts and not be harassed, that Black life matters to God. Or whether it's an elderly person who is suffering from dementia or disease, that Black life matters, and that Black life matters to God.
So thank you for that very timely and important question. If you do have questions for Everlasting Truths, you can submit questions on our Facebook page or at everlastingtruths.com.